Every game begins the same way.
Attention Birdland, breaking news just hit the wire from deep inside the O's front office, and it could completely change the future of our rotation. Trustworthy sources are revealing that the front office is eyeing elite pitchers for next season. Do you want to know who they are and what it means for our team? Subscribe now to get the most in-depth analysis and behind-the-scenes information first. Don't get left out of what's happening. Attention Birdland! Subscribe to our channel now for immediate access to the fastest and most in-depth analysis of the Baltimore Orioles. By joining our community, you guarantee a unique and genuine perspective from someone who lives and breathes this team every single day, bringing you the most reliable internal news directly to our passionate fan base. And now, let's get to the point. My fellow Birdland fans, the atmosphere at Camden Yards is already starting to heat up for the upcoming offseason, and the news reaching my ears is as promising as the O chant that echoes throughout our stadium. The fact is that the O's front office, led by Mike Elias, finally seems ready to go all in to fix the team's most glaring weakness this season, the pitching rotation. As we all know, our collective ERA of 4.73, which ranks 23rd in all of MLB, is simply unacceptable. The offense, which had a slower start to the year than expected, seems to be adjusting, and the expectation is that it will be one of the most potent in the league in 2026. But for that to translate into wins, and more importantly, a postseason run, the weakness on the mound needs to be addressed with urgency, and that's where the news that got me so excited comes in. Reliable sources, and more recently, an in-depth analysis by RJ Anderson of CBS Sports, indicate that the Birds are eyeing 3 big names to bolster our rotation. 3 elite starters who, if they came to Baltimore, would completely transform the dynamic of our team. We're not talking about cosmetic fixes, but a true restructuring. The first name, and perhaps the most fascinating, is Dylan Cease of the San Diego Padres. Cease is a long-time target of Mike Elias. I remember the speculations from the last trade deadline. Well, he didn't have the best season in 2025 with a 7-11 record and a 4.71 ERA, but we can't forget that he was a Cy Young Award finalist in 2022. The potential is there. His recent struggles, ironically, could be a blessing for us, lowering his acquisition cost in free agency. Signing Cease would be a masterstroke, a pitcher with ace potential who already knows the American League and who could be a key piece for the future of our franchise. His arrival would send a clear message: the Orioles are back, and they mean business. The front office finally seems to have understood that internal talent, no matter how promising, needs to be complemented by high-caliber veterans. There's a limit to patience, and the fan base, which chants "Oh" with so much pride, deserves a team that fights for a championship every season. The move to acquire Cease, whether via free agency or a trade, would be an unequivocal sign that the era of rebuilding is definitely over. The second name on RJ Anderson's list is Mitch Keller of the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is a name that interests me a lot. Keller isn't as flashy a name as Cease, but his consistency is something our rotation desperately needs. He has a 4.16 ERA in 29 starts this season, and most importantly, he is under contract until 2028. This means that if the Orioles acquire him, they would be securing a central piece for the team's future for a long time. Keller is the kind of pitcher who would fit perfectly into Mike Elias' philosophy. Solid, reliable, and with the potential to get even better in a more competitive environment. The question here is the cost of the trade. The Pirates wouldn't give him away for free. The negotiation would involve giving up some of our best prospects. It's a high price, but in my opinion, it's a trade that needs to be made if we want to take the team to the next level. We can no longer hold on to every prospect as if they were untouchable. To get elite players, we need to give up something of value. The era of collecting promises needs to give way to the era of building a championship team. And Keller is the type of pitcher who can be the anchor of our rotation. He doesn't have the Cy Young sparkle, but he has the consistency of a true workhorse. He eats innings, keeps the team in the game, and most importantly would provide a stability we haven't had in years. The arrival of Keller, combined with the talent we already have in the organization, like Grayson Rodriguez and Kyle Bradish, would form a solid foundation for the 2026 rotation and beyond. Finally, the third name mentioned is Edward Cabrera of the Miami Marlins. Cabrera is an intriguing option, and in a way the riskiest of the three, but also the most promising in the long run. He has a 3.57 ERA and an impressive 140 strikeouts in 128.2 innings this season. What fascinates me about Cabrera is that he still has 3 years of arbitration eligibility before becoming a free agent, which makes him a long-term, cost-controlled option. He has a pitch that can be absolutely dominant, and if he can maintain consistency, he will become one of the most underrated pitchers in the league. Acquiring Cabrera would be a bold move, but one that could pay dividends for many years. However, the question that hangs in the air is about the rumor mentioned in Grant Young's article that Adley Rutschman, our biggest star, could be on the trading block for a deal that brings in Keller or Cabrera. If that's true, and I doubt it is, it would be a catastrophic move. Adley is the soul of our team. He is the heart, the future, and the face of our franchise. The idea of trading him, even for an elite pitcher, is absurd. It's like selling the soul of Birdland. I sincerely hope this speculation is just an unfounded rumor. Mike Elias and the front office know that Adley is untouchable. Any move involving Adley would be a monumental mistake, and the fans would not forgive it. I believe the front office will go after one of these names, or even others using other assets we have in our farm system. Names like Jackson Holliday and Heston Kjerstad are still extremely valuable. The core of our 2025 team is too talented to be dismantled. The focus should be on complementing what we already have, not on trading our biggest stars. The offseason is approaching, and the anxiety of Birdland is only increasing. I believe Mike Elias has a plan in mind. To summarize, the news that the Orioles are eyeing Dylan Cease, Mitch Keller, and Edward Cabrera is extremely promising and indicates that the front office is aware of the need to strengthen the rotation for the 2026 season. The weakness on the mound was our team's Achilles heel this year, and the search for an ace or a reliable top-of-the-line pitcher is a step in the right direction to turn our team into a legitimate title contender. The focus now is to understand what Mike Elias' real strategy is. Will he prioritize the search for a veteran on the free agent market like Cease? Or will he risk a trade that involves our best prospects for a pitcher with more contract control, like Keller or Cabrera? What do you, the fans of Birdland, think of these options? What would be the best move for the Orioles this offseason? Which pitcher would you like to see wearing the orange and black uniform? Leave your opinions in the comments. Like this video, share your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel to not miss any updates and exclusive analysis about our Baltimore Orioles. Let's go together, Birdland.